A wealthy man with everything money could buy, mansions, cars, influence, still feared one truth. His daughter barely knew him. She saw him as a provider, not a father. So one night, he disguised himself as a taxi driver, determined to hear her unfiltered thoughts. But what she said when she climbed into the back seat shattered his heart. Beneath her polished smile lay a pain he never imagined. Was this just teenage rebellion? Or the hidden cost of neglect? And a world tainted by prejudice? Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Ethan Miles had built an empire from scratch. The world saw him as a visionary, a self-made millionaire who never missed a deal, but in his rise to success, he had missed something greater. His daughter, Ava. She grew up in elite schools, chauffeured in cars, and surrounded by exclusive circles, yet felt an emptiness she couldn't explain. Ethan convinced himself she was happy, but whispers reached him about her struggles, her loneliness, and how classmates treated her differently because her mother was black. Guilt gnawed at him, but he couldn't ask her directly. Their bond had become too fragile. So, in a desperate move, he disguised himself as a simple taxi driver and picked her up one evening after school. What began as a father's secret mission for answers would unravel into a night of truth, one that stripped away wealth, privilege, and pride. Ava slid into the back seat, exhaustion on her face, her school bag tossed beside her. Ethan, hidden behind tinted glasses and a worn cap, asked, "Where to?" She mumbled an address, then stared out the window, shoulders heavy with unspoken weight. He stole glances through the rearview mirror. She was just 16, yet her eyes carried storms he had never seen. Slowly, she began to speak, not to him, but almost to herself. People think money fixes everything, but it doesn't. Her words pierced him. She spoke of classmates who mocked her darker skin, whispering that she didn't belong in their world of privilege. Teachers who treated her differently, assuming her grades were lucky breaks. Even friends who disappeared when the whispers grew louder. She confessed to feeling lonely, even at home. Ethan's grip tightened on the steering wheel. He had fought prejudice in boardrooms, but never realized how deeply it scarred his own daughter. Worse, she admitted she felt invisible to him, like his success mattered more than her pain. Tears welled in Ethan's eyes, but he stayed silent. She believed she was talking to a stranger, yet each word seemed to carve deeper into his soul. He wanted to turn and hold her, to promise change, but fear kept him frozen in place. What if it was already too late? At a red light, Ava's voice broke. "Sometimes I wish I didn't exist. Maybe then people would stop judging me for who I am." The words hit Ethan like a dagger. His daughter, his pride, his joy, had been carrying the crushing weight of racism and neglect alone. For a moment, the world outside blurred. Honking cars, flashing lights, all faded. He couldn't breathe. The disguise, the plan, it no longer mattered. His tears betrayed him, streaming down his cheeks. Ava leaned forward, noticing. Confused, she gasped, realizing the driver's sobs weren't those of a stranger. In that instant, father and daughter locked eyes in the rearview mirror. Ethan's heart shattered as truth spilled between them. The mask was gone. Now came the reckoning. Ethan pulled over, turned, and faced his daughter. Words weren't enough, so he reached for her hand. For the first time in years, Ava saw her father. Not the millionaire, not the businessman, but a man broken by guilt, finally listening. That night became their beginning. Ethan devoted himself not to wealth, but to Ava's world, fighting for her, standing by her, and learning what love meant beyond the pursuit of money. But the more profound truth lingered. Ava's story wasn't just hers. It echoed the voices of countless children facing the quiet violence of prejudice and neglect. Racism leaves scars, not always visible, but always lasting. The question is, how many more fathers will wait until it's too late to hear their children? Truly, which country and city are you watching from? Take care.